Good morning, good morning. Good morning, my people.
Morning, good morning.
I hope the kingdom is doing good today. Man, I guess there was something going on overnight.
Morning.
Computers took over overnight. I woke up to two or three missed calls, some messages, text messages, screenshots that my stream was live. I don't know what happened. Probably, definitely the computers took over. So this is a start, man. I, Robot, that movie was made for today.
Morning, morning.
Hey, good
Good
morning, good
morning.
morning.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. The robots are taking on, huh?
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Because someone messaged me and I looked at YouTube and my stream was running. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Let's see what's going on in my stream. And
Well,
there was,
you gotta check if your password has been leaked or something with YouTube or something. I guess.
oh no, no. I guess the software I have, it was on concurrent running basis for some reason, and it just started at that time. But there were no signals given. It's all good. All right. Let's take a look over here. So let's start with pound yen did move up. Man, London session people, you guys had such a nice move here with London Open. Price came up, price broke about 139,370, came down. You were waiting for a retest. Obviously, there was no retest because candle came back in. Next candle came back up. Man, would have been amazing. Amazing move. Even if this would have been an impulse entry here. Wow, 10 pip stop, 12, 14 pip, and then with runner continued moving on 30, 35, 50. Wow, crazy. New York has to wait over here. So let's do some fresh analysis here. Daily candle has obviously moved up. This is what we were talking about yesterday when I sent analysis here that bodies are closing smaller. So there's a probability we can continue moving bullish. So I guess we did move bullish here. Let's take a look on the 4 hour here. Looking at the 4 hour, we did fill the gap. We also tapped into 140, 100. Now we have this range up over here at 140, 400, 450. So looking down to the 1 hour time frame, because now what we got to do is we have to see if this is some sort of a rejection here or not. So looking at the 30-minute, we can see that this is a sort of a rejection because we're creating a resistance up over here because this candle has come bearish. So we got that resistance placed over there, right? And if we look to the left-hand side, I guess if we do continue moving bullish, 140, 250, 270, that's going to be a pretty good area for price to come into. It's like around 20 pips away, 19, 20 pips away. Looking down to see, yeah, it's pretty messy as it comes down. So looking at the 30-minute, I'd say this would be a last liquidity grab where price did. Price went up, kind of like tried to consolidate here, threw some wicks, continued up, and then tried to exhaust up over there. So I guess we're gonna be waiting over here to see what happens. Yeah, I would say so. We got this resistance formed here in the 15-minute time frame. Right. I guess the entry. Ooh, on the 1 hour also it was very clear on the 30-minute time frame. At the London Open, candle closed. Wow, this was even more easy on the 1 hour. You had resistance, resistance, rejection, rejection, candle closing bullish, small body candle close, break the high, boom, straight up. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is 15-minute pound yen chart. Buys above here and sells below here. Looks good. Looks pretty solid at this point. I was actually looking at the same ideas over here, like for pound to break above, 140, 100 to continue up towards 140, 250. I think that's going to be a pretty good play if it does play out.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I heard you did a lot of overtime tonight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We ran a little overtime last night.
I'm wondering how many thousand of message you got.
Oh man, someone started calling me at 6 a.m. I'm like, fuck, are you stupid? Calling me at 6 a.m.?
Oh god damn.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, I got a lot of messages, screenshots, the whole deal.
Thank God it wasn't something funky playing on your screen.
Oh yeah. Someone even tagged me in the stories. Oh, live with Rajapex at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, yeah, sure. You enjoying that wallpaper?
Oh man. I logged in at 5 a.m. and I swear to God, there were like 200 people watching your stream.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. What's this? GU 15 minute. Impulse entry, long entry here as price reacted, then broke above the previous candle high over here. Okay. Secure 10 pips left to run it. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Yeah, this is very nice. Going straight up. Let's remove all these zones from gold. And let's kind of see what gold's up to here now. So the daily candle is coming down, obviously, right? We've broken the previous low on the daily candle. We're starting to continue down. There's an area at around 1850 where price may tap into. So looking down on the 4-hour time frame, obviously, like we can see that we broke below support here at 1861. We broke below the low on the 4-hour. Now, what we got to see is that whether this wick is becoming like a rejection, or will it be a continuation of a wick failure? So looking down to the 1-hour time frame, we can see that this 1-hour candle closed below support as well, 1858, 1859. And I guess this 1-hour candle can continue bearish. Let's look on the 30-minute time frame. 30 minutes also breaking below the support over here. Right here. We're breaking below the support. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, yeah, we're also coming down. I guess so. This could be like the same scenario we had on pound yen yesterday before that drop. We broke below the lows. We had wicks over here down to 1855 where price can come down to. So if you measure this range, it's like a 15, 16 pip range. But if you want to look left to see where price can move down to, let's take a look left. Wow, man, we have like clean traffic here to the left hand side. We have absolutely nothing happening here to the left until 1848. So I have to wait and see how this breaks down over there. Alright, let's take a look at this chart here. This is Euro JPY. Should have anticipated this support will break since we are getting in pre-New York. Breakout candle over here. Took a sell, TP. Oh, nice. Look at that. Tapped right into your area and then it reversed. That's why you secure positions. Yesterday was a pretty good time to secure positions before that Brexit move happened. Right over here, down to 138,400. Wow. Boom, straight up. Price came back down again and then just continued moving up with the Asian session. So right now we're coming to a close of this 15-minute time frame. This 15-minute candle coming down to a close. And as it's coming to a close, look how many areas it has as it tries to continue down, right? You got the support over here. You got another support over here. I mean, it's a lot of, yeah, it's a lot of confusion happening in that area. So I'm going to stay away. All right, let's see here. Can you take a look at my trade from London? Okay, let's take a look here. Let's take a trade in London session. Took 50% profit, stop loss move to break even. What are your thoughts about staying up for London and NY Open? I live in Timmins, Ontario, so basically I sleep all day. Yeah, you know what, like if you can manage, oh, Timmins, Ontario, wow. I've been there once, did door knocking over there, man. Pretty nice small town. Yeah, I guess if you can stay awake at that time, then that's awesome. Like one reason I couldn't trade a London session consistently was because I don't sleep all day. I have to be awake all day. So if you can do that, then that's awesome. Looks like gold did break down, man. This thing came straight down to 1855. It has the thing with gold is there's nothing here to the left hand side. It's like clean movement down till 1850, 1849, which is not that far away for gold. It's like 50, 60 pips away. So this thing actually broke down on the 5-minute here as well. Broke down. Oh wow, look at that. This thing should continue bearish here. We'll be focusing on pound yen here as always. Gotta stay loyal to one pair, because if you stay loyal to one pair, man, you can do some damage in that one pair. So I'm gonna be waiting over here to see what happens. Because if we break above 140, then we can continue on towards 142.50. That's something we can look out for. Let's take a look at your JPY. Now, if you see gold, right? Gold is moving really fast. This is where people get enticed into the charts. And what I mean by that is like when things are moving really fast, you're more enticed to take a sell down over here or sell over here because you don't want to miss the move. But the whole idea is whenever price is moving really quick, you just gotta relax. You gotta stop. You gotta let it close and then decide what you're gonna do. So we're gonna take a look at your JPY and we're gonna try to do like a top-down analysis on your JPY here. So your JPY is also moving bearish. Let's take a look on the 1 hour, the 4 hour. Yeah, we're obviously slowly coming down back into consolidation area. So looking down to the 1 hour time frame, what we can see is that the 1 hour candles are coming bearish, right? They're coming down. So whenever you see candles going bearish, you have to identify that, okay, where's the next support price can go down to, right? So we're like, okay, if it's coming down, maybe this is the support where it can come down to. So if it comes down to that support, you got the 30-minute time frame. 30 minutes also broke down, coming down to support. So at this time, you can't take a buy because candles are coming down, obviously. You can't take a sell because, our support is right down over there. So probably we'll have to wait over here as it comes down to the support area. And we'll have to see whether we will reject this support or what are we going to do. Because below this support, at 126.100, we have another one down at 126.030. And this is like 9-10 pips away, so there's nothing we can do in this point. Hey man, one and only trade for the day, done for the day. Could you please have a look? All right, let's take a look over here. So, okay, break above here for buys. Took full risk impulse buys after breaking the high with anticipated candle to go up. That's why I wanted to stay on this trade without closing 50%. Close 50% at the break of the low. I think you should have closed 50% when you had the first 15-minute candle go bearish, right? Because obviously, like this was a good idea to take a buy when it broke the high over here. But when this candle closed bearish, that's where you should have closed 50%. And when the next one broke the low, that's when you should have closed everything. Right, so whenever I see one candle closing against me, not on the 5-minute, 15-minute, I'm closing 50% no matter what. Because then that gives the room for the 30-minute candle to continue down bearish. And as you can see right here, the 30-minute candle is coming down. And I think if I was trading pound yen, what I would want to look for is I would want to look for price to come down, create some sort of a support, and then continue moving up. That's what I would want to look for. Obviously, with this candle closing, there's some chances that the next candle can break this low and continue down. That's not going to be a good sell. A good sell is going to be if we're coming down, we create support, and when we break that support, that's going to be a good sell because you're waiting for a zone to form, right? And whenever price breaks a zone, it continues on to the next zone. So that's something you have to wait for there, for support to form. Because if a support is formed and the support is held, then there's a very high probability we're going to continue on to retest this high. So that's where some sort of waiting is going to be involved there.
John. Hello, rakeel. Morning.
Hey, good morning.
Are you ready to catch gold?
Me? No, I don't trade gold.
Gold's gonna looks like a nice position coming on gold. I've been waiting for it all week.
For sells?
Yeah, so like if you have a look on the 1 hour, you've got multiple rejections like at 1857.58 area. Like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles that couldn't break. Then the last one's broken closed, but still in the range. And then this one is breaking, but until it closes below, then I'd be looking for a retest of the 1858.57 area to take sells and hold them all the way down to 43.
Nice.
Might get a little bit of trouble at 1848, but I've been waiting all week for it. Should mirror the candle on the left on the 1 hour.
Yeah, that's the same area as we have down at 1847.
Yeah, so if you drop onto the 1 hour,
yeah,
and then see that's the candle I'm hoping to mirror, and then there's clean traffic as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. Yeah.
So and then see where your wicks are. You've already got it labeled out. I'm expecting a bit of trouble around there, and then it could react from there. So I'll be taking most of my profits there.
Yeah.
We just then I won't be taking no profit.
Yeah.
What you been looking at, GJ?
Yeah, just waiting right now. I mean, it's just encountering some sort of a resistance here right now.
Yeah, I think it's moved so nice all morning, but I've missed it. And
yeah, mate.
GJ has looked nice this morning.
Yeah, we had a pretty nice move, and London session continued bullish.
Yeah, but it is looking like it's exhausting a bit. See, your candles are getting smaller there, and then now it's breaking the low. So, but for me, that would still scare me taking a sell. I'd want to close below your 850 area, 800.
Yeah, so what I was more thinking was that a good sell is going to be if price creates a support, and then we break support, that's going to be a good sell, no matter where that support is formed.
Yeah.
Right, because once that support is formed, and if price respects support by a candle closing bullish, then we can continue moving bullish. So right now we're just kind of like waiting to see if that happens or not, because looks like gold is about to break this low over here to continue down. Oh, there we go. Broke the low. Should continue down now. 1850, 1849. Someone said, what about NZDJPY? NZDJPY, you need to send a chart. Because when you send a chart, we can take a look at your chart, and then, we can give you some ideas. So that's how this works. Hey, Raja, all the way from Jamaica. I've been watching your streams a week now and have learned so much. Oh, nice. Yeah, pound yen was still waiting at this point here. Gold should continue down unless it does a backflip and continues bullish over here. I think there's enough volume for price to continue dropping. But I'd always stay away from gold, especially right here. This is if someone took an entry right over here, man, this is a very, very aggressive entry, because you're basically, it's already broken support, already dropped. So now you're basically anticipating it to drop more, so that's why
and the candles are closing as well.
Yeah, that's why it becomes extremely risky over here to take this low. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GU. Price rejected a previous 1 hour level here. If price is to go in my favor, then form support. Okay, looks good. Unless support gives me signs of wanting to retest the high. Looks good. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here from the Gulag. This is a Euro CAD chart. Let's take a look here. Ooh, wrong chart from the Gulag. This says we can expect here. Can you have a look at this chart? May look to take buy as another chance at NY Open. All right. Took a impulse trade off the 15-minute as the high was broken. Okay, closed half as the candle didn't close above the range. Beautiful. Closed full as the candle wicked up and started to go bearish back into the range. This was excellent risk management right over here, because you identified candle closing back in the range. When the candle actually closed back, you closed your entire position because, you know, obviously it closed below resistance there, right? So it made no sense. So this is the new 15-minute candle. Actually, this is the last 15-minute candle of this hour. And we'll see where we're going to go with this. Are we going to continue bullish or will we start consolidating here? That is the question. Because if we can continue bullish, then we've basically created a support here on the 15-minute time frame. And I kind of want to stay away from a 15-minute time frame support because it's on a 15-minute. It's kind of weak too. But if we do break it, I think we can continue down towards 139.800. Let's see this. This is like 16, 15. I mean, even if we extend it down towards, you know, 139.770, should still be good if there's volume. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, let's take a look at the pre-markets here. Actually, before we take a look at the pre-markets, let's take a look at this. So we got CAD. Oh, CAD interest rates here later on. Probably going to leave the rates the same. So, you know, CAD will have to wait and see what happens with the news. Looking at overnight news, there's basically nothing that happened overnight. I think that was just the volume in pound yen that really propped it bullish. I may be wrong, but, you know, at first glance, I couldn't find anything. But that doesn't even really matter, right? Because right now we're at this price action here. All right, there's another chart coming in from the Gulag. Hope it's the right chart. We're going to take a look at this. This is by Mattia Benchi. I hope I said the name right. Oh, wrong chart. Wrong chart from the Gulag once again. That's all right. That's all right. That's why you guys are here. So your JPY came down to support. Obviously, you know, nothing at this point. Pound yen is still stuck over here below 140, 100. So still waiting here. Hey, mister, do you recommend trading one session and why? The reason why I recommend one session is because here's the thing, right? We all come here to have independence of time. And if you're going to focus on one session is probably going to last us like 3 hours, maximum 3.5 hours. And when you're done with that session, then you can go do things with your life. You know, you can go water the lawn, play with your kids, spend time with your girlfriend or wife, you know, like go outside. But when you spend 2 sessions, that's like 6 hours, 5 hours on the charts. There's no independence of time at that point. You know, so you need that independence of time. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is pound yen, buys above 140, 160. I would say buys above this area would make sense right over here for price to continue bullish, because this is where resistance was formed, right here. So right now we're coming up back to this area. See on the 30-minute time frame, that's where the candle's basically closed, right? So this candle's still open, so we're going to wait for it to close. So this is where the resistance is formed.
Hey Raja, good morning.
Hey, good
morning.
morning.
To ask you regarding Euro JPY, if it does break that support right now, where would you put your other support below? Right there.
I see it at 126.030 right here, but that's like 9 pips away. It's nothing.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And then the next one we have down at 126.940, 950 right over here. You know, if you measure this range, this is also like a 10-11 pip range, right? So I mean, if you're holding sells from up over here, you got stops at break even, then it makes sense to hold price all the way from 126.100 to 126.020, and then anticipate to break this to continue down. But other than that, these ranges are pretty small over here. Gold is here now. This is good because now here gold is creating this support, right? And if we break the support, we're going to continue down. But if it continues going up, this is mean it's getting that retest. It's trying to create that minor resistance to arc and then come down.
Yeah, it's where the 4-hour wicks are, rakeel.
Yes.
Yeah. So where we was wicking up to before it actually broke on the way up, that's the area that it's touching now.
How to grow a beard like you? Well, you need to just let it grow. Trust me, I waited 34 years to grow a beard.
You look a little bit like me now, rakeel. I put a grey hat on and grey top.
Yeah. Just a little fair in complexion.
Yeah, I need a holiday.
Yeah, I need a holiday. All right, these candles are about to close. We're about to get this close over here, and we shall see whether we're going to close above 140, 100, or are we going to close below 140, 100. That's what we can see now. We're going to have to wait. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Saw a candle breaking resistance, so made a buy entry for an impulse move up to 142.80. Saw a candle retracing, close 50%. Candle close, other 50%. Beautiful. Very nice. Managed risk. Amazing. All right, look at that. We're closing above 140, 100. 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, is the analysis going to go out the window, and are we going to go up to 142.50, or in 2 minutes are we going to close above this area? That is the question. Would you trust 15-minute chart for GJ with current market structure? Yes, I would trust 15-minute. Because if this 15-minute candle closes above 140, 100, and you look at the 30-minute time frame, that means the 30-minute is also closing bullish after this big liquidity grab down over here to continue bullish, right? So then it would make sense for the next 15-minute candle to continue bullish. But man, listen, this candle's still open. This is where the problem is, right? We don't know where this is going to close. It can continue moving bullish, or it can close over here and let the next candle go up, or the next candle can come down. So that's why letting this thing close is important. Let's see on the 5-minute if you have some information. No, not really.
Yeah, GJ's been flaky lately.
Yeah,
Since London.
it's because it should continue bullish here. 15-minute candle is also closing at this point now. We got 1 minute.
Do you think that spike had to do with London or England starting vaccine administration?
Which spike? The move up?
Yeah, the recent one, the pre-London one.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then we had the London Open push. So technically we were in a clean traffic area, so it made sense to continue moving bullish. Because look, if you look back to the charts, right over here, we had this resistance here to the left hand side. As candles came above this area here, we broke the high and boom, continued bullish. And then if you had a runner, your runner is still open right now. So right now, this candle is about to close in 5 seconds. And as it's closing, yeah, see if the next one. Now, at this point, if the next candle breaks the high, then there's a very high probability we're going to continue up towards, 140, 270, 260. Right over here, when we break the high. But the only issue is now this is a 12 pip range. And then you're counting on the volume to continue price pushing. But if you do take an impulse entry, let me say this, right? You're looking at stops down over here. So this is like a 1-to-1 risk reward. That's going to be a very, very safe stop, safe stop, because that way it gives you an opportunity to, even if this candle closes back in the range, then you can close the whole thing. Then you're not losing, 10 pips, 12 pips, then you're losing like maybe 6-7 pips, maybe 4 or 5 pips at that point. So that's why it should be very good. But you can see it came up, didn't break the high, kind of like retracing down. So you would need that high to break to support the idea that price should continue moving up, because it already closed above this resistance right over here. And the 30-minute also closed bullish at that point. Gold is doing that, a little bit of a retracement there. Looking at your JPY, we're also at the support. This is where waiting becomes important. Are we going to reject the support and create a bullish candle, or are we going to break it to continue down? Could you not put your stops below the candle that is currently live? No, you can't, because that's not enough. That's not enough stops, because look, that's 140, let's say 150, going all the way down here. It's like 5-6 pips, you know, it's not enough. So that's why waiting here is really important. Can you please look at NASDAQ? Can you please look at the screen on the top right corner? It says, please don't say look at this or look at that. Post a labeled chart. Come on, man. You gotta use your eyes and read the screen. What's going on? Let's take a look at this chart over here. Price broke daily resistance, waiting to see how price reacts to the zone. If price breaks back below daily resistance, there's a clean traffic to a downside. Yes, then we could get some price coming down. But as we're coming back up over here, as we start breaking above 140, 150, I think there's a very high probability we're going to continue moving bullish. Hey Raja, so the last 30 minutes of GJ closed above. If now the first 5 minute breaking the high, is that something to keep in mind as it can pull back? I'm not sure, not the 5 minute, we're talking about the 15 minute here, right? So see now, it's not apparent right now. It needs to push up a little bit more. And then we could say, okay, you know what? We've broken the high and then it should continue moving up. But we're talking about the 15 minute, not the 5 minute. All right. Looks like gold is also in the vicinity of breaking below 1852 to continue bearish. Actually, let's take a look at the Chinese indicator here to assist us here a little bit. So looking at the Chinese indicator, it says pound is really, really strong, so it should continue bullish. GU, GJ should also continue bullish. I mean, yen is like okay, you know, it's not quite there, but you know, so technically we have to wait for price to just continue up over here, and then we can possibly continue bullish. But if not, if price closes back in the range, then obviously, you know, then we can continue moving down. So there's a bit of a waiting involved now. This is better to look at currency strength meter. Oh, I don't put a lot of depth into the currency strength meters, basically. It just gives you a bias, right? It gives you an idea of what might happen. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, price action is the best. Can you look at my chart on 1 minute? All right, 1 minute chart. Entered position with the close of the bearish candle, expecting price to fill the continue down. Entered position here at the bottom, because this is what I see here. It says entered position with the close of this bearish candle. So what I'm assuming is that you entered right over here at the bottom. When this candle closed bullish, I did not close above the resistance. I only closed 25%. Okay, nice. But why is this thing all the way over here when you entered right over here? Yeah, I'm confused. Alright, let's take a look at this GU. Buys with break and retest all the way up over. Actually, you know what? Let's do some GU analysis here. Let's bring up GU at this point. So looking at GU, what we have is a support formed. Oh, this is even a better support formed on GU than GJ, because you got a... What the hell is this? Pitchfork. So you got a support over here. You got a resistance up here at 1.35, 560. Man, these currencies have such long numbers. And then, yeah, so you have a resistance here, right? And if we break this resistance, wow, we have all the way up over here, like all the way till 34700, right? If we measure this range, just like a 14, 15 pip range, pretty doable. Right, but if you measure the range we're in right now, this is probably a 15 pip range, not enough range. You probably want to see price, maybe this candle close bearish below the support to possibly continue down. But I guess at this point, we're just waiting again. Hey, hello, sir. Did you only see at price action, support, and resistance, or do you also see the market depths? We have a designated person who dives into the market to test how deep the market is, and then he gives us the reading, the depth of the market. And once we get that reading of the depth of the market, then we can identify where price is going to move after that. So we're just waiting at this point now because we have the person, he dove in the market. So he's going to let us know how deep this market is, and then we can continue on. Someone asked if he used the depth of the market. I'm like, oh yeah. We have a special designated diver. He dives into the market. Oh man.
We got Scuba Steve.
Yeah, we got Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve. Wow, London Open was such a blessing, man. I'm telling you.
Nice.
10 pips. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah. 10 pips in 10 seconds.
Is there a section where we can learn how to trade the US 30? I really want to trade it more. I've been burned a few times. Why you want to trade it more? It doesn't make any sense. It's like saying, hey man, I've been bit by a lion a few times, but I want a lion as a pet. Doesn't make any sense. If you've been burnt by US 30 and you still want to trade it, doesn't make any sense. Come on, man. You want to lose your money? Shit, son. I mean, I've been burnt by US 30 a lot of times, you know, and I don't trade it. Doesn't make any sense to me. You just got to use your brain a little bit. I mean, come on. Like, if you have a pair, you've been burnt by that pair a couple times, and you still want to trade it? I don't know. I don't know, buddy man. You have to be very careful with these ideas. You know, like, you can't look at people on the internet and see them make money on something, and then you want to do the same thing. Probably that's not going to work out for you, right? So we're still waiting here. The waiting games are still on. Alright, let's take a look at this chart here. This is first trade, late because the new 4-hour candle started over here, so you entered over here. Secured 75% at 9 pips, runner stopped out at break even. Uh-oh. Second entry, secured 75 at 15 pips, runner closed at 32 pips. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Yeah, so you just gotta accept defeat on some pairs. I mean, if you think a certain pair has bit you a couple times, it's better to just stay away. PM Johnson, we felt a very good deal. Man, they've been feeling deals since 2016. Since 2016, the circus has been going on. Oh, whoa, whoa, gold is running up over here.
Yeah.
What was that move?
Back in the range.
Was that a retest?
Hopefully it's a retest so I can continue down again.
Yeah, but if it closes back above 1857, then it's going back up in the range.
Yeah.
It would be great if this candle closes bearish and the next candle breaks the high of the previous candle on the 15-minute on GJ. To continue bullish, yes. This candle's about to close in 4 minutes, so we're going to see how this candle closes. How do you feel, Man United got knocked out of the Champions League yesterday? Very nice. Manchester United, they deserved it. Yeah, man. Manchester United. You know how much ego these guys have? Damn, good thing you told me. I'm going to call my brother and my dad. I'm going to let them know what happened. They probably already know, but it's better to just rub it in, you know. Oh, what happened to your team?
They lost by 1 only. No big deal. Jeez.
They got sent to the gulag. In the situation that you enter and previous 15-minute candle previous have the same low, how you manage risk. So if the next candle breaks the low, you're putting your stops below this candle here wherever it closes. That's how you're managing risk with the stop at that point. So now we'll have to wait. A lot of waiting involved at this point because this is just a range over here. You know, on the 30-minute it looks kind of okay, but on the 15-minute, man, this is look how nasty this range is, right? It's a range over here. But I do think that if this 30-minute candle closes bearish, next one can continue down. We'll have to wait for support to form. Hey Raja, don't you think it's a little bit risky to take a trade on GJ when the 30-minute chart looks so overextended? No, not really. I mean, if you do get those confirmations, then it just makes sense for price to continue moving bullish, right? And we have seen pound yen just continue bullish even after it's been overextended. So those things can happen. But obviously we need confirmations it's going to happen, right? Right now there's no confirmations. The only thing we have is that resistance up over there and then this shitty little support at 130 at like 140. Yeah. So a bit of a waiting involved here now. Alright, let's take a look at this idea here. This is like a 49-50 pip range. Looking at the 15-minute, okay. I'm going to try to paper trade gold over here, and I'm going to see if the next candle can break below this area and continue down to 1854 or not.
Let's do it.
It's going to be like a 22, probably a 30 pip move. Pretty risky on the 5-minute and on gold, so we'll see what happens. Are impulse entries invalid because they didn't happen within the first couple of minutes of the candle? Yes, they're invalid. When would you recommend to go from low volatile pairs to pairs like GU or GJ or gold? I would say if you want to go towards GJ, perfect, do it, you know. But learning curve is going to be pretty fast, but you're going to very quickly find out if you're right or wrong. That's the thing with GJ, you know. And I mean, it's more enticing to enter trades on a high volatile pair because it's always moving. So that's something you'll have to be very, very careful of. My biggest problem was that when I moved to a high volatile pair, the only problem I had was that if I was taking 1 trade a day, 2 trades a day, sometimes, you know, those trades get stopped out within the first 5 minutes, you know. So then you either decide that you're going to stay on the charts and keep looking at the charts, or will you come back the next day? You know, so those are some things you really have to keep in mind. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This chart is, oh, okay, wait for breakout, then buys will be triggered when price creates some sort of support. Makes sense. And you're looking for sells below this area. Perfect. Right? So you're deciding to wait a little bit longer now. The 15-minute candle is about to close. It's closing back in the range, so there's no buys and no sells because now price is ranging over here. And the 30-minute candle is still open, so now we got to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Or we got to see if we're going to break this low, and then you got another support and another support. So, you know, so whenever you have these steps here, you know, price basically breaks through these zones, usually with one straight candle coming down. Why were you streaming at 1 a.m.? I wasn't. The computers took over, man.
Oh, but telling you, that's it.
Yeah, they're coming.
Coming for you.
Look
See how
at
gold like close.
yeah, it closed at that area, and now it's coming back inside.
Yeah, so indecisive.
Yeah, but if it stays back inside, it's going back up to 1860. It's like 15 pips away, not that far away. Oh, this is a very interesting question by Dr. Salah. We have a doctor in the house. Anyone can answer me. The signal on pound yen is sell or buy? I think we
Come
need
on,
a
man.
we need a we need a moment of silence here.
He's not a real doctor.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's not a real doctor. How will the doctor ask that question? You imagine someone's having an operation and the doctor says, "Hey, should we cut the vein or should we cut the artery?" And the nurse is like, "Yo, what? I thought you knew this. You don't know this? You're a doctor, man. Come on." You know? So we're waiting. There's no buys, there's no sells over here on GA. Can someone send a
It
signal?
reminded me of like when in the movie when they disable a bomb. It's like cut the red blue or the red or the blue.
Come on,
Man,
man.
said I'm colorblind.
I'm signal blind. I don't know. Yeah, man. I mean, you have to wait. You have to wait for price to go in one area and then take a position. Yeah. Someone is saying that we're too savage. No, man. The market is more savage. You know, we answer back. You lose money in the market, market never calls you and says thank you. Nothing. It just keeps on flowing. So you just gotta wait. There's nothing happening right now. So gold is turning back in now. It's beautiful. What I'm doing a paper trade on gold is paper trade means I'm taking a trade in my mind. I'm not executing. It's just a trade in my mind. And if we break the low over here at 1857, what I'm anticipating is price to continue down towards 1854, like 20 pips away, 22 pips away. You know, so that's going to be pretty good if it happens. Yeah, GJ is still arranging here. Hey, good morning, good morning. Do you think dynamic risk entries would be a nice topic for the next webinar in the group? I think we have a section on dynamic risk. Actually, you know what? I'm planning a webinar in February on risk management, and that's going to have dynamic risk in it, static risk in it. It's going to have all the sections from risk management 2.0 and 3.0, and we're going to figure out a way to get this webinar to the Gulag as well. Yeah. All right. What broker are you currently using? None. No broker. Okay, perfect. See, now we're breaking the low on the 5-minute here. Now, theoretically speaking, it should continue down towards at least 1855.
EJ is looking pretty good at the moment.
Oh yeah, let's see what EJ is doing. Okay, yeah. See, this is what I was talking about. This is like a small range over here. It's like an 8-pip range down to the support, and then below this support, you have another support. I mean, you have a wick over here, 7 pips away, 9 pips away. So there's not enough range over here for this trade to run. I mean, that's the only issue I had with your JPY. All right, GJ is still inside here. 30-minute candle is about to close in 10 minutes. This 15-minute candle is moving back up now. And what I'm thinking is that if we start breaking the highs here with this 15-minute candle, I think we can continue moving bullish. All the way here. Even though it's a small range with the volume in this pair, I mean, it should continue up. If we do break the high, then it should continue up. It shouldn't continue up from here. After it breaks these highs, then it should continue up. You know, so there are always conditions, you know, conditions for your trade to run. Hey, Raja, how are you? Does this strategy work on stocks? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it works on stocks or not. You'll have to try it. You have to see if they do work. I'm pretty sure the candles don't move the same way on stocks. I may be wrong, but that's what I think. What do you do to protect yourself from nazar? So for people who don't know what nazar is, nazar basically is a word in our language. It means evil eyes. You know, evil eyes. How to protect myself from evil eyes? See, the thing is, you will attract what you think about. You know, and if you think logically, right? If you think logically, if you don't make dumb moves, you're not going to make a loss. That's the thing, right? So when people talk about evil eyes, and evil eyes only come to you if you make dumbass mistakes, you know, and then you lose money, and then you're like, oh man, why did I do this, do that? So, you know, I don't believe in those things. You know, they may exist in some cultures, but I think when it comes towards the market and trading, you have to look at it from a very, very logical perspective. You know, and then you're not going to lose big. That's it. You don't risk big, you don't lose big. Looks like that paper trade on gold didn't really work out. So that's why I take paper trades, because when sometimes I'm testing things, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take a paper trade. So it broke the low, but it didn't close below. It closed above. So basically nothing at that point. What I'm waiting for is only GJ to see where price is going to go, because now we're ranging. Can you speak Hindi also? Yes. Where would your mental stop loss be on gold? It already ended. Please take a look at Euro AUD. I think Euro AUD should be coming down as well. Let's take a look here. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to make an exception. Oh wow, it is coming down. Looking on the 4 hour. Oh wow, it's coming straight down on the 4 hour. Looking on the daily. Damn, Daniel. This is coming straight down. Now let's go down to the 4 hour time frame. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame, because we have to look left to see where price is coming down to. Our first support is right over here. Below the support. Oh. Below that support, we have another support 20 pips away around 1.61700. So we can draw another support right over there. And there we go. You have some targets to deal with, right? Now on your AUD, we're coming down to a support, and if you reject the support, we can continue up, but you know, now we have these targets here. Hey, what's your take on Henkenashi candles? I have no idea how they work, Henkenashi candles. Let's try to bring them over here. Henkenashi candles right over here. Oh, okay. All right. Well, they're either all bullish or they're all bearish. That's what I can see over here. But they're pretty. I mean, I don't know. It's getting pretty hard right now. Oh wow, look at this. They're all bullish. How does this work? Do they all continue moving bullish? Wow. I don't like the way they look over here. Let's try this chart, the area chart. Yeah, this surface area needs to be filled down over here. Looking down towards the baseline charts. Baseline charts looking good. Looking at the Kagi. Oh, Kagi we don't have. Oh, we can only look at the daily time frame on the Kagi candles. Okay. We're gonna stick with.
Raja, I did little studies on that Heikenashi. Actually, what it does, it starts from the previous candle's middle. So from that middle, if it goes up, it's a bullish. If it goes down, it's bearish.
Okay.
But can you prove it?
But can you prove it?
Yeah, just open the candle and see.
No, we just joking. We were just joking.
Such a brother. You're good. You're good, my friend. You're good.
Kerwin didn't speak a word, and he comes sneaky. Says like, "Can you prove it?"
But can you prove it? But can you prove it?
Oh, that was a perfect call. That was actually good. That was a nice breakdown on gold you did yesterday, Kerwin.
Thank you, man.
On gold. Oh, gold is sticky right now.
Yeah, I think this is the second attempt on gold here to break below 1856 to continue down.
That's your second paper trade on gold.
Yeah, it's my second paper trade.
Very good.
What's happening in India with the farmers is not good. Please, Raja, shed some light on it. I'm not from India, so I don't know. With respect to the impulse trade on GJ, the first try and a 15-minute close above resistance, how can one better manage that impulse trade? So yeah, it's pretty easy, right? You had an impulse trade right over here. This kind of closed bearish. You close the trade because it closed below resistance. All right, we've broken down 1856. Paper trade is in my mind right now, and we should continue down towards 1854. Yeah, 1854 should be pretty good. Hey, Raja, 30-minute close on GJ makes a good sell. See, the problem is we have this support right over here. So that's why the sell is going to be a little bit tricky, right? Because look, the problem is that we had this 30-minute candle and then we had this 30-minute candle that broke the previous low and it tapped into, you know, like around 140. So that becomes a very important area here, 140 here, because that's the support now. And we need that thing to break for price to continue down.
Well, well, what do you see on GJ? On gold right now, Kerwin, with this 5-minute breaking down.
Come on, Mac,
1856.
I've already gave you gold.
So far,
What?
I mean, so far, yeah, we may visit one more time that level, 1850s. Just be careful because if you manage to get this nice drop before the 8 a.m. candle, is gonna be nice because probably 8 a.m. is gonna make you believe that gold is gonna retrace all the way back up. So we may start just retracing from 1850s.
Yeah, we just did.
Yeah, I still believe this 4-hour candle can be a liquidity grab on gold to continue to the upside. To be honest,
right.
Yeah, I'm not expecting gold coming back down to the 1840 area, you know.
Right.
So basically, if you manage this trade accordingly, yeah, you can get a nice squeeze toward 1850s.
Yeah, because in the 4 hours, sitting right at 1856, which is a very strong number.
Oh,
that target on gold that Raja has is really good.
all right.
Yeah,
What's this over here? Euro New Zealand, high volume area. Buys above this line to secure 20 pips. Sells below this line to secure 20 pips. Wait before candle close and mini support resistance. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think you can maybe lower down your area up till over here too as like a resistance, but it's pretty good. Labeling is pretty good. Your text here makes sense. Now it's a waiting game. Wow, it looks like this second paper trade is probably not going to work out here either. See, this is what I do when I'm testing pairs. I do paper trades, and if for a long time they don't work for me, I'm just like, yeah, you know what, not going to trade this pair. Oh, someone got 10 pips on gold. Oh, nice. See, we got cowboys in the chat, man. All right, this is the close of the 30-minute candle on pound yen and euro yen. Euro yen came down to the support. Pound yen also 30-minute candle closed above there. Well, below there we made a resistance over there. Now the only problem is that this 140 area. That's the only issue right here. This 140 area. And if we break below that 140 area, then we know price is going to continue down. And that 140 area is also going to be the low on the 1 hour of the previous candle. So it's going to be very important to wait for that area to break. All right, looks like gold is back in the game here. This candle closed bearish. This didn't break the high of the previous candle. So, you know, like theory says it should continue down over here now as candles are making lower highs and lower lows. So we'll wait and see if this continues down or not. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, man, this is not enough range. Took impulse entry as it broke the low, closed 80%. If it retraces up, looking to get 10 pips. Yeah, it's not enough range over here. You're forcing a trade. You're basically forcing a trade at this point. I mean, how many pips are you trying to get? 4? 5 pips? Come on, man. Look at this. This is not enough range. This is like 7-8 pip range. What are you going to do with 7-8 pip range? Nothing. You need a bigger range. I mean, we say it every day. Just wait. You know, wait for this area to break. If you wait for this area to break, now look, you have a bigger range here. You have like a 15-16 pip range over here. So I don't know what's going on. Either it's too late at night for you or it's too early for you. You just have to wait. If you don't wait, things are never going to work for you. You know, same thing here in GJ. It doesn't make sense to take a sell when you have a support right of like 5-6 pips away. So you have to wait for price to kind of like give you those confirmations that we're going to continue down. It can continue down, but it's a really good habit to wait for those confirmations. You know, sometimes we take dumb trades and those trades work. You know, don't get me wrong, sometimes those dumb trades work. And when those trades work, we start to tell ourselves, hey, like, you know what, this will always work. And that always doesn't work. You know, so you have to wait for confirmations. And sometimes, you know, when you're waiting for confirmations, you will miss trades. And when you miss trades, that's totally fine. But if you're going to get emotional about winning trades, then maybe trading is not for you. Because in trading, you can't get emotional. You wait for your confirmations, you see confirmations, you execute on it. If when you wait for confirmations and they don't happen and price just moves, you missed it. It's no big deal. You know, because then this is going to be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. So you're going to get a lot of chances. So if you look over here, this candle is coming down. This 1 hour candle has also tapped down at 140 over there. So unless this holds, we're not coming down. I think once we break, let me measure this range down. It's like a 22, 23 pip range all the way down on the 1 hour time frame. So once we break below, I think there's a high probability for price to continue down. A break below 140, no, 139, 980. Yeah. Was you also emotional in the first 3-4 months of trading? Yes. Why are you ignoring the clean move on the 30-minute and only focus on 15-minute? Oh, because there's a support right here at 140, so we're just looking at that support, you know, and now we go to 30-minute, there's that same support over there. What if we have a correction of the previous bullish move? Yes, then the correction is going to be the break of this support right over here. If we break the support, we're coming down to correct this move up. You know, so that's going to be a pretty good move. He just wants to sell magic keys. He is a #1 scammer. Oh shit. Oh ho ho ho.
Yeah,
We got
some feelings.
We got a bad boy in the gulag.
Man, #1. Jeez.
#1 scammer over here. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Man, I wish someone's gonna tell me that. That's pretty good, man. #1.
Let's send him to the gulag of the gulag. No, actually, we're gonna leave him on because he might make money here from one of our ideas. All right. I like sells better than GJ. Yeah, I mean, if we break this support here, then we can continue down. It would make sense. You said a few minutes before that there wasn't enough range to take the trade, but with GJ, there's small ranges on 15-minute. Yeah, but what I learned past week is that if there's messy things on 15-minute, and they're clean things on the higher time frames, then it's way better to trust the higher time frames. That's what I learned last week. So that's what I'm going to test to see if that really works or not. So if we start breaking below 139.980, then I think we should continue down, you know, into this range, coming into like the 800 areas here, 840s, 850s. See, now we're breaking here. So once we're breaking below 140, the 1 hour low, the 30-minute low, the 15-minute support, we should continue down here at least to like 139, you know, 870, 860. Wow, gold is also ranging over here, 1857. Not really trying to go down at all. Have you ever placed Magic Keys as a software which you can alongside trade? Nope. We wanted to get that as software, but then having it as a software would defeat the purpose of having it as a handheld device like this. So there's no software. All right, been here for a long time, sending my chart for the first time. Please take a look at this. All right, let's take a look at this here. Let's take a look at this. Been here for a long time, sending chart for the first time. So you got waiting for candles to reject this zone and break the low for sells, or wait for this low for sells. It looks good. Yeah, man, looks pretty nice here. Not looking for buys if the candle starts to fill the zone. Yeah, see, here's the thing. If we start creating a resistance over here, and when price starts breaking the resistance, then you can look for potential buys for price to continue up. But you're right with the sells here too. If we break the support, then we can continue down because you got clean traffic here to the left hand side. And looks like breaking the low on there on pound yen is actually working out here a little bit. So now we just want this 15-minute candle to close bearish. Once it can close bearish, I think we can have an easy move down to 139, 860, 870. Oh, brother. Now gold is starting to go back above 1858. Man, if I were to rate this day in terms of trading, Wednesday, I would give this day maybe like 4 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Because it's not an easy day to trade. Like for a new trader, it's not an easy day to trade at all. The structure isn't clear. The kind of like iffy movements. I mean, look at GJ. Even though it's breaking down, it should continue down. The only problem I have with this moving further down is one, this rejection here, and then these rejections right over here. You know, so as this price starts to come down, it's always looking left and looking at these rejections and thinking, oh, should we reject here? Or should we reject here? Or should we reject here? That's the reason, you know, this price action, it gets kind of like tricky at this point. But that was still a pretty good call here below, you know, 140 for price to continue bearish. We're going to see how this 15-minute candle closes. Gold, on the other hand, is now trying to continue up in this range. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, 30-minute candle created resistance at 4-hour level, price rejected areas. 1-hour low has been broken. Can we, if we can close below, oh, nice, man. It's pretty good trade. Pretty good. Paper trade. Nice, it's working out here. Now you see we're trying to move on further below that 140 level. And since we're staying below 140 level, it should continue down towards 139.860 at least, I think. Yeah, like 9 more pips, 8-9 more pips. I feel like volume is fading out at the end of the year. Yes, that's true. For a lot of people, this is the first time you're trading December months, and December months are not supposed to be crazy volatile months. Except for the fact that, like sometimes like holiday season can kind of pump volume in the markets as well. But this is a different holiday season, right? This is like a lockdown season here. So it's pretty different. Very different than any other Decembers we've seen before.
So here is the deal with gold. If you want to look for sales and you want to be a cowboy, praying and hoping the last 15 minutes of this hourly candle are gonna make the job, stop loss should be above 1859. And as soon this candle close bearish based on the 5 minutes, if we close below 1857, then you should get a nice sales on gold.
So what do you say about GJ? Oh yeah, we're saying GJ is moving down here from this area, 139.980. This 15-minute candle is about to close, so I think it should continue down to 139.860 at least. Once we broke the low there, we gave the idea for price to continue down. Maybe draw a line over here. Yeah. Should be a good target down to, 139.860. So
proper scam idea.
Yeah, really good scam idea here. 15-minute candle is also closing. There's this rejection here that bothers me, and that same rejection is on the 30-minute here as well. This one here. We're also moving into the NY Open. So if we keep getting candle closing below 140, I think there's a NY Open can continue price moving bearish. But if this candle closes above 140, then we're respecting this area as support, and then we can probably anticipate price to continue moving bullish with NY Open. So those are some things that you keep in mind, right? Whenever you're in a trade and price is at important levels, you're always looking to see that, okay, what am I going to do if price closes above the level, or what am I going to do if price closes below the level?
Junior.
Exactly. I just viewed your streams. It is excellent, great work, and most importantly, free of cost. My question is, I'm 90% accurate. Okay, I'm 90% accurate in predicting, but always trade only impulsive, kindly advice. Well, don't take impulsive trades. Maybe try taking trades without being impulsive about it. Right? It's a pretty good idea. All right, we got 15 minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close. 15-minute candles are closing here. And as it's still closing below 140, it increases the idea for price to continue bearish. Oh man, come on. Perfect. Yeah, this should continue down. This should continue till 139.860. We should get that move. Raja, sometimes you look at 5 minute and sometimes at 15. Is it because of it's volatile? Yes. When something is really volatile, then you have to look at 5 minute, right? Because you got to look at market structure. When something's volatile, there's no market structure on 30 minute or 15 minute, because then you have just clean candles moving up or down. So that's why it's good to look at the small time frame sometimes.
Oh, this pushing. Oh, I thought that was your hand, Kerwin, but that was your cat's tail.
Yeah. So you saw gold pushing or dropping?
Man.
Yeah, dropping.
What time frame are you looking at? The 1 minute?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that, it broke the low over there.
Yeah.
Here when you got the tail in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting the move that we wanted on gold. Well, the move I wanted on gold.
Yeah, 10
18.
pips
There's
up.
no we, there's I am.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
you also need a lower wick.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Very good.
All right. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Oh, I want to see why this trade didn't work out. Well, because you sent the wrong chart. GU, GJ making similar moves. Yes, they are. They sort of are making similar moves. See this 15-minute candle? Now it's kind of like retracing over here. So we got to drop down to see what's going on. Oh, I guess it's just doing a little bit of a retest at this point to probably continue down. See, now the thing is, you don't want this 15-minute candle to close back in the range. Because if it closes back in the range, then this selling idea is invalid at this point. You know, which is where it gets really, really tricky over here. Gold's also trying to kind of reject this area here. Man, this day is super hard.
Yeah, that 1855.56 is dangerous on gold. Once we break that, it's gonna be done so. But that thing is just spinning and pinning. So.
Yeah, that number, I've heard that number for so many times already. 1856.
Yeah, 1855. Yes.
What's this? Live statement on withdrawal agreement. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, that's something going on in the UK.
Oh, yeah, don't tell me that.
There's always something popping in the UK, man. Where should be the stop loss in the GJ trade today? If you are in a GJ trade, just because it was talked about here on the stream, and you don't know where the stop loss is, I'm not going to tell you where to put the stop loss. I'm not going to tell you at all. No. That's all on you now. Now you need to figure out where you're going to put your stop loss. Imagine it starts moving up and the person still doesn't have a stop. That's a very risky situation.
Yesterday, Brexit news, right?
Yeah, Brexit news yesterday.
Mental stop loss.
Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. Okay, overall trend is bullish. Correct. High created. Correct. Price moving down, meaning a retracement. Correct. Nice. So you're looking for buys over there, yeah? So those buys are going to be awesome if we start closing above, this support over. Like at this point, the selling idea is invalid 100%. Because this candle is retracing way too much here after making this low, and this is why I was afraid of this rejection right here in the 30-minute. Let me show you. Right over here, this rejection. When you enter a position and the candle after close back in the range, do you close full or close half? I close half at that point. But once the time starts coming closer to the candle close back in the range, then I look to close everything. Because, like if I entered somewhere down over here, obviously my stop loss was above this 30-minute candle high. So if the candle comes back in the range, then I'm closing 50% and then I'm letting the rest run. Or when I go in profits, like let's say if I go in like 5-6 pip profits and price comes back to my entry point, I'm closing 50% at that time as well. Because it doesn't make sense. Because, whenever you go in profits and price comes back to your entry point, there's a probability it can start moving against you and basically stop you out, right? So if that can happen, I'm gonna let that happen on the 50% position still open, not the whole thing, you know, because that's the worst thing you can let it happen. To close the trade in like a full stop loss. My idea every day is if I'm gonna have a stop loss, my entire focus is gonna be to make sure my entire stop loss doesn't get hit. You know, that's my entire focus every day when I'm taking a loss. So if I can take
I'm trying to work on that at the minute, rakeel.
yeah, yeah. So if I can take a loss with the like you know, like a less loss than anticipated, I think for me that's a win because I'm basically lower down my loss over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to work on, like how you cut your losses, because I don't do it. I like how I see it is it hits, I either win or I lose, but I want to work on, because when I see yours, when you put up your trades, when I see your small losses, like I just think, yeah, that's what I need to do. Like I can have 10 wins in a row, it's fine, but I just want that loss to be yours are little. Especially with the lot size that you use as well, your stop losses. It's like you're using a mini lot.
Yeah, yeah. It took a lot of practice. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is taking sells based on a break of the 1 hour low. Hard to trade today, so I had to go all the way up to 1 hour to take a trade. Potential re-entry and the candle close over here. 10 pips are right down over here. Yeah, so basically you're managing the risk at this point. Because now look, we got 6 minutes left for this candle to close, and if I was in this trade, I would have just like closed everything because it seems like it's not gonna come down here at all.
Gold's trying to do that lower wick.
Ryan's so nervous about gold.
I'm already out.
No, I know.
Yeah, I got in at. I put it in the chat where I got in 56 and 57.
That's good work, man. Good work.
Yeah, I got my 10 pips and I can't get it. Like I'm out.
Okay.
If you go in profits, do you add positions? If you go back in profits, do you add positions? No. No, sir, because now the selling idea is completely invalid. 100% invalid. Now we're coming back in the range here. Oh man, this is tricky now.
If you look on the 1 hour, Kerwin, on the previous open, that's where I took my entry. You'll see it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw that, and you know that's good that you guys close your trades because now is when I'm gonna start working on mine.
Oh,
man. It never failed. You close your trades, somebody else is gonna make the money.
That was me or Ryan.
Both of you. I mean, sometimes, you know, you had to risk it for the biscuit and you had to trust your analysis.
Okay.
So, yeah, man. But
yeah, that's why I stay watching. It's not about being nervous. It's knowing that I've analyzed the charts correctly.
Yeah.
All right, there's a public service announcement right there. Don't overtrade. Don't over risk. Don't screw yourself over. This is really, really, really important.
Yep.
3,000 people saw it. Maybe only 10 are going to act on it. And the rest will continue taking trades and lose. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is last resistance area, now support. 1 hour chart on GJ, waiting to reach this level to see if you reject to buy with tendency. Resistance creating on the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, if we're not creating that support down there on the 1 hour, we're basically trying to close above here to continue up with NY open, right? Because previously I thought that if we close below 140, then there's an opportunity for price to continue down. But we also said that these are problem areas right over here, which is where price may have issues. So once the 15-minute candle closed, the next one didn't break the low of the previous one to justify that move down, and just went back in the range. So that selling idea was difficult to begin with, but it ended now. I overtraded on Monday, lost all my profit make on previous week. Yes, that happened to a lot of people on Monday. Wow, in 3 minutes we're about to come to a close. And we're still in this range. Will NY open continue price bullish out of this range or not? That is the question now. That is the question. Also in the 1 hour, wow, look at this situation here. This situation could be the same situation right over here we had at London Open.
If that H1 break previous high, man. Woohoo!
Wow.
Yeah. Do you class the current candle as gaining liquidity with the bottom wick? Yes. Should be gaining liquidity because it broke down, came back up in the range. Definitely. That's what we can call like it gaining liquidity. Would you consider the break and retest above 140, 100 for buy setup? Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, I would anticipate the next 1 hour candle to, once it breaks the high over here, it should continue moving bullish. That's what I would anticipate, because that's when the volume candle is, because that's the NY open candle. Here JPY is still at that support. We got 1.5 minutes. All right, mates. We're coming down to the power hour now. It's a brutal day, man. You're right, Nick. It's a brutal... I mean, if you've taken 1 loss, that's totally fine. But, man, 2 losses, still borderline fine. 3 losses, not fine at all. Because if you're taking 3 losses, then you're basically overtrading, right? 2 losses, all good. Yeah, it's all good. If I were to start backtesting gold to practice, would you say backtest the year 2019? Gabriel, there's a webinar in the database on how to backtest, so you'll have to go through that webinar. There's a difference between live backtesting, and then there's a difference between backtesting that has already happened. So I think a better thing to do would be to do some live backtesting. And live backtesting is when you come through the charts at New York Open, let's say, at the same time every day, you try to see what's happening, and then you're kind of like live backtesting, and then you go to the next day, and then you go to the next day. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Do you consider giving a trade a second chance over trading? Well, if price is ranging and you're giving a trade a second chance, that's probably not a good idea. But when price is trending and you're giving a trade a second chance, that's a great idea, because now you're trading with the trend, right? So if someone took buys, and you got stopped out in buys because, the candles didn't really form in that way, then that's totally fine. And then when you execute it on sells, I think that will be really, really risky, because now you're changing your bias. Because if price starts moving up, then you could look back and say, oh man, I could have given my buys a second chance if I would have waited a little bit. So that's one rule you'll have to incorporate. Like, don't change biases. Now, someone can say, oh yeah, but Raja, you change biases all the time. Yeah, because I'm experienced, so you got to get that experience first before you start doing these, haphazard moves here in the market. What's your views on 10 lot for scalps on a 70K account? FTMO. I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, I'll tell you this: when I had a $60,000 account, I opened a 50 lot there once. Yeah, man, fastest 7,000 loss ever. Took a sell on gold. Gold went up 15 pips in 2 seconds, and I was like, "Whoa, no, hold on."
Yeah, it seems like gold right now. It hit a daily level. If you look at the daily, so we tapped down to 1853 around there, and now it's just pulling back on the daily. So with that being said, we might find that tomorrow you may have another leg down into like 1844, because essentially what gold has been doing is it's been playing off ranges very well. So if you look at the way this was right here, right? So if you say to yourself that this was a daily zone, right? So then you have to ask yourself, which is the next zone, right? So it would be this area over here. So if we do continue down, what I'd expect is tomorrow we have this, and then we drive back into this zone over here. I'm just hesitant with that right now because of the way the weekly candle's still bullish. But if we are dipping, we're going to dip back into that zone. The issue with gold today, and you have to be very careful, I don't recommend it trading right now, is this area here. You're back into a daily zone. So the strength of this zone here is the equivalent to this zone over here. So we had a heavy rejection here. So now you're getting a heavy rejection over here. So don't get caught in that, because gold will kill you. So what I'd recommend is waiting to see if we do get a break. And remember, one candle isn't going to be a change in direction. So if this is going to trend down, we're going to trend down for a while. So you'll have opportunity there. So just wanted to add a little bit of information or context to what's going on.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And we're also back in the range, so shouldn't even be touching gold right now.
Yeah, Mac had a good trade last night.
Oh yeah, well, you caught the buys or the sells?
Well, I caught the buys and then I caught the sells on the way down.
What did I get?
Sells.
I forgot.
Caught the sells.
Oh, I caught the sells.
Oh, we can see Mac traded last night. His bet is made.
Yeah.
Bro, stop doing that.
No sleep. No sleep,
With
gang.
the bed thing. I gotta go ahead and explain my whole story when I was 15 and I started working in housekeeping, and then that traumatized me.
Yeah.
I gotta have my bed made 24/7.
It's like instinctive.
Right.
Wake up. Oh, gotta make my bed. Yeah.
No, yeah, I caught the sales. Ted caught the sales and the buys yesterday. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, I think 1858, 1860 is a nice area. If it stays below, we can get that next daily to continue down. That's where we're stuck here on the 1 hour here as well. This could be like a drop down, retest, kind of some wiki situation and continue down. Because also in the weekly, we tapped into this area here as well, right here. Gija's still arranging here. Gija's trying to figure out what life is all about. That's what Gija's doing at this point. Gija's figuring out how to go about in life, how to trade, how to do certain things.
How to do his bed.
Arranging an NY session.
Yeah, so I think there a question earlier when people were talking about backtesting gold. I think, a lot of people are looking at, I guess, like Raja was saying, the social media aspect of holding these big positions with gold. I can tell you from experience, it's not a profitable strategy. Your idea with gold is essentially finding a position or finding an entry and then letting that entry run. So if you can get like 10 pips or 12 pips out of that entry, and then it just rips down like another, say 10 or 15 pips, that's when you would secure like your stop and then let it continue to go to the next level. Like I think as a new trader, if you're looking to trade gold, you shouldn't be looking to get more than 10 or 15 pips on gold until you get comfortable with the way that it moves. Because you can see here, it whipped up $10 in basically an hour, right? That'll blow your account if you're not using proper risk management. So what you may want to do is practice getting smaller moves and get comfortable with the idea that you might get stopped out, like I would say almost 60% of the times if you're not used to trading gold. But once you understand gold, it becomes like child's play. It's very easy because it respects momentum very well, right? So as an example here, if I was looking to take a trade, I would have taken buys all the way up, because at this point we're going back up to this level here. You know that based on this new candle, but based on the fact that the hourly finished bullish, so you know that you're going to get a wick fill back on the hourly candle to pull up a bit. And because this was the daily level, you know that you're going to get a pullback from the daily level, most likely.
Yeah, we've been seeing wild calls on social media for gold.
Oh, I mean, I think once again, it's all narrative. I think if people if people believe those trades, all they should ask for is like, hey, can I see the last like 10 gold trades you've done? Even just ask that. Because if someone's trading gold regularly, they should be able to show you that, and they should be able to help you out and say, hey, this is what I did, or I got stopped out here. It's just nobody shows that. They show a lot of just the big moves, because when gold trends, it trends hard. So yeah, you can go from last night you could have gone from 1868 to 1853 this morning. That's a huge move. But for the first half of Asian, it was moving up. It was going bullish. Right? So how much of a stop are you going to have? And then are you going to try and fight all the way through to go back down again? Right? So it's just something to keep in mind. I think your idea with gold is always to start as a scalp and see if you can get it into a swing trade. Don't try and swing trade gold, because any sort of economic news or fundamental news will just shift it the other way and you'll get blown out of your position. But if you can scalp it and then move your stop and keep letting it ride, that would be a more effective a strategy for gold.
Yeah, just take a small piece of take a small chunk of the move, and that's it. Go ahead, Kerwin.
No. Just as a comment on Ted. Once you had this move on gold, move your stop loss and let it run, man.
Yeah, like Kerwin did a good thing the other day. Like he caught that trade that we talked about on Monday, and he let it run. Like that's the perfect scenario. Is like you're aiming for, like we aimed for, like what was it, 1838?
Yeah, I was looking for 20 pips, but as soon as I saw the 30-minute candle closing like really nice, I just adjust my stop loss, 10 pip in profit, and basically let it run to the second target. 40 pips, and we know at that point that resistance that we have, like I think it was I'm not sure, but it was let me see,
1860,
1858. No, the resistance that I had at that point was 1840, 1841.
Okay,
so that was my ultimate target, but that 30-minute candle just broke 15-minute candle, broke from there, man, with so much power that it was basically free money,
Mm-hmm.
I just let it run, and by that point I was expecting at least 1850 and nothing else, but this gold continue running, so I just sit on my hands and wait for more pips to be backed.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I mean, like this week alone, just trying to scalp gold, I've done really well. It's just been 15 pips here, 20 pips there, 10 pips here. I think a lot of people are just trying to grab those big moves, and it's just not in the long term. It doesn't make sense. If you ask, like I said, all you have to do is just ask somebody if they've ask them to show you the last 10 trades that they've done with gold, and just ask them. It's simple. Like, I can show you the last 60 trades I've done on gold, the last 100 trades I've done on gold. And it's not about account size. It's about consistency and understanding that ranges happen with gold. And if you get stuck on the wrong side, you're going to get blown out. You know, you can see here, it's moved up to basically 1861 again. So you've had basic, a $10, almost like a $8 move right now. And, people look at that and they're like, oh, I could have caught this or I could have done that. But it's not like, these are the kind of moves that you want to try and grab. Your new hour candle, right? So this is very easy. This was your daily pullback. This hour candle flips bullish. All we have to do is set an order over here, and you know that your target, you're going to either come up to fill this wick over here or fill this wick over here at least. And that's where you place your stop. You can place a stop now, and now you're going up even further, and now your stop loss is in profits. And you don't have an issue at that point. And then what you can say is, okay, the next hour candle could tap down again, and then we drive back up into this area over here, right? But what I'm doing is I'm always securing profits once I'm looking for small targets, because essentially what you've done with this trade, as an example, if you look closely, is you have this as your risk, and then this as your reward, your initial risk to reward. And if you can do that and you can stay consistent with it, it's a little bit easier for you to win overall, because you're not taking it, you're not placing a stop over here. You're placing your stop over here, and you're saying, hey, if we're going to go up, we're definitely going up. If not, gold will let you know, and it'll go back the other way. And then your stop is so small, it doesn't really impact you at that point. The problem is, people, what they'll do is they'll say, okay, well, I believe that we're going down to here, right? And I'm going to take a sell over here, and my stop is going to be up over here somewhere. And it's like, why? You don't need to do that. You just wait for a candle to form in this direction to start moving down, and place your stop over here, and then let it drive that direction. Don't get caught in this area here. If the next hour candle, if we use the magic trend line that everybody uses, if this is respected, then you know that your next hour candle, or even this hour candle now, once you've secured profits here, could flip, and then you start your descent. And once you break that 1853 area, all we have to do is look at this here, and you've got a huge clean move at that point, right? It doesn't look like a lot on the charts, but when you look at it, it's an easy 20 pips. But then who's to say now that this candle doesn't mirror all the way down over here now? So now suddenly your 20 pip move has gone into like a maybe 100 pip move at that point. So that's sort of how you would plan that out, right? You essentially plan for this move here, but then if you know that we're going to mirror and it keeps moving, then you get this additional move. But your original idea, this was, your original idea, and then over here, this is the bonus. And then you'd manage the bonus based on the fact that you're now watching your higher time frames, right? So if you see, as an example, your 4-hour candle is doing this, right? Your 4-hour candle has a wick and it's going down. That 4-hour candle is probably going to continue to drive now, based on this candle over here, right? Because it's gonna just rip right back down at that point. So that's how you would attempt to trade, and that's really how you should be focused. If you're trading a specific session, that's really how you should be focused in general, is try and grab a safer, smaller move and see if that move can expand to a bigger move. You reduce your risks or you reduce your losses, but then when the trade runs, it's going to run really well, and then it's an added bonus, and you're not chasing, you know, all these losses. You're not chasing these 1 to 6 risk to reward where you're saying, hey, if I lose 5 trades in a row, my 6th trade can be a winner, and I'll recover all my losses. That's, you know, when you say something like that, it means that essentially you have to win your 6th trade, because at that point, if you lose 6 trades in a row and you had a 1 to 6 reward ratio, you've pretty much blown most of your account at that point. Because you keep losing, but your losses are so big because that one win can pull back all your losses at that point. So you have to be very conscientious of how you're executing, especially with pairs that trend very well.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is Euro JPY. Do you think that this could be a good idea to buy if market structure would create the scenario? I think so. Because we're right over here in the 30-minute time frame. Let's take a look here, because yeah, this 30-minute kind of closed bullish. This had to break up to continue up, but it didn't. So we're basically stuck at this point here. Looking at pound yen, we're still arranging. Let's just do fresh analysis here, remove everything. Looking on the 4-hour, we're still bullish. The thing is, we're encountering some sort of resistance at 140, 100 area. But after that, we have clean moves coming all the way towards, you know, 140, 500, 140, 400. So those are the ideas I'm looking at if we do continue moving bullish, right? So looking at the 1-hour time frame now, as we're coming up towards, you know, 140, 130, 140, if we break above, even looking to the left-hand side, we have clean moves till 140, 350. So that's where the targets should be here now. Once we break above these highs here, I think we should continue moving bullish in this 15, 16 pip range. Hey, quick question. When will it be opened back up again? Just send an email, and then we're gonna try to see if we can get you in early or not. All right, let's take a look at this chart here coming in. This is a pound yen chart, 15-minute buy if candle closes above 140, 120. Yeah, something I'm looking at as well on the 1-hour time frame here to continuation here. Because the daily is breaking above these resistances here at 139, you know, like 139, 950, 960. And if we're breaking above this area, our target should be this wick fill at 140, 700. That should be the target over there. So now what we got to see is whether this Wednesday is going to continue moving, or will we get that by tomorrow. But we'll have to stay above, you know, like 139, 950, 960. We'll have to respect that level to continue bullish. So what I'm going to do is potential target if price breaks above, what's this, 140. Oh, what's going on here? 140, 150. There we go. Yeah, if we break above this area now, 140, 150, we should continue moving bullish. Because then we can call this bearish candle a booby trap candle on the 1-hour time frame.
Booby trap.
Yeah. Plus also we've been ranging after London Open. You know, we ranged after London Open. We ranged during pre-New York. So New York Open is a time when there's going to be volume in the market. And if we do break the high, there's a high probability we may continue moving up. But if we don't break it, and if we start still consolidating, then probably we're going to break in NYSE Open. You know, so I'm not saying NYC, I'm saying NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, open at 9:30. What pair is this? This is the pound yen. How are your losses today? Oh, what's up, Gulag? How are your losses today? Someone came up. What are some pairs similar to GJ in the way they move? Everyone trades GJ just because that's what Raja does it. We have people trade gold, JPY, GU. You know, the only reason I trade GJ in New York session is because in the New York session, pound yen is only influenced by the pound. That's why I trade that. You know, I don't like to trade GU or EU because, you know, if I look at pound dollar is influenced by the pound and the US dollar in the New York session. You know, so you have two currencies influencing one pair. You know, so that's why it's really important for you to focus on a pair that's only influencing by just one currency, like Euro JPY, Swiss JPY sometimes, AUD USD, gold, you know, those things. So that's how I chose pound yen over here. USD JPY also, you know, same thing. One currency moves that pair, but you know that thing moves like a 90-year-old, man, pretty slow. All right, slowly this candle's coming up over here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. Looks like we're about to break these highs on a 1-hour time frame. Could you say the close of this 30-minute candle is crucial on GU? I would say so. Let's see here. On the 1 hour, ooh, we broke the high on the 1 hour. Yeah, I think this should continue moving bullish. Because pound is strong today. And if this is a volume coming in NY, it should continue on bullish over here. At least to 1.34700. Same idea with GJ, but GJ is kind of like lagging behind here with volume a little bit. But it's still there. There we go, it's broken up over here a little bit. Kind of like peaked above the high over here. Previous 1 hour candle. 30 minutes also coming to a close, so I would say there's a probability for it to continue moving up now. You know, 140, 300 should be a pretty good first target. $140, 300. There we go. Volume from the New York session. GU is also moving up over here. GJ is also moving now. Beautiful.
Nice. Beautiful.
I'm waiting for the close. I already got some pips in London. Oh wow, look at that.
Perfect.
Oh, a tropical this move is nice.
Pollo tropical dijo loco.
All right. Oh, 140, 300 reached. We have reached that target here pretty fast. Nice. We're still moving here.
Yeah, just close my positions.
Oh,
Very nice, my friend.
Hey, Pakistan.
2 or 3 minutes.
I'll die for Pakistan.
See, this was the easiest trade here for this morning. Easiest.
Another $800 in well, this
Man,
one
I
was
can't believe
$800.
this. We waited for this around like 3 hours.
3 hours.
And it happened like in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Very nice, my friend.
In 3 hours. I mean, look at this rejection here. Ted Drew, we broke the high. Clean moves, 18, 20 pips, man. Gulag, if you caught this trade, give a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your mom and dad and friends about it.
And your auntie.
Yeah,
and,
aunties and uncles. GU also reached target there.
The Primus and everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, but like as it was trying to break up over here, we kept talking about it. Kept saying if it breaks, it's gonna go. There's volume in NY, volume in NY. This is why it's really important to just focus on just one session, because then you start to understand like when there's gonna be volume, why there's no volume, and all those things. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think people, if they're watching this trade and they missed it, this is a good learning opportunity to understand why this trade took place. We have rejection from the downside. Orders have to go somewhere. So if you keep that in your mind and you build a story and you say to yourself, okay, we have all these rejection areas here in terms of GJ, like where are these orders going to have to go? And then, you know, like Raja here places his target based on looking to the left to see, hey, where is there, you know, an area of a zone or other rejections to the upside. This is how you're able to execute consistently, because you don't have to get the entry down over here. You can start taking it over here once it breaks above this area here, because you know that we just rejected down again here, but we're moving in a bullish manner. So you can see here the candles on the hourly are bullish, right? So we're moving on an uptrend. So you know that once we have orders collected at the bottom here one more time, we're going to head further up and break out. And like Raja said, you have the volume in the North American session. When the North American session opened about a half hour ago, this volume kicks in, everybody comes to the table again.
Yeah, man. And by the way, thank you for coming back to the stream instead. I know you've been listening low key, but it's really nice to have your opinion on charts, you know?
Yeah, no, it's I'm around.
Hey, are you still out there or are you back?
Yeah, I'm out here.
Oh, you're still back there, okay.
Yeah.
On East Coast.
I almost want to start streaming the New York session, the North American or the New York Stock Exchange Open trade from 9:30 to 11:30, because that's what I've been doing.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, because that's your time, right?
That's right,
3
yeah.
hours behind us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need an assistant. Rakeel, can you open up that chart that I posted on the chat?
All right.
I'll post it up right now, so people can see more or less how I draw my zones and basically
All
what
right.
Ted explained.
Here comes the Mac attack.
So let's start with the with this current target, which shows here. So what I do is that I usually go on the 1 minute, on the 1 hour, and I start looking for highs, points of rejections, and areas of consolidation like this. You can call them order blocks, like Ted said. And of course, you know, depending on the time, I would definitely draw a line, making it seem as a potential target, which in this case it was 140, 300. A psychological level is 140.200 according to the quarter point theory, but you know, you don't even have to get into that. So looking back into it, then you're gonna see the next level, which will be here, right? That's 14700.
Mm-hmm.
The psychological level for that is 14800, but you know, you always want to keep it at least like 10 pips below that, just to make sure you hit target. So now you see this line here. This doesn't look like it makes any sense, but if you scroll back up, like to the left, you can't see it because it's a screenshot. At some point that was a support or maybe a resistance, and I always try to keep it there for history purposes, like these lines. Then what I do is that I draw a rectangle for zones like this, you know, just in case, like, 'cause I had a couple people ask me how do I draw my zones.
Yeah, nice. Very nice there, mate.
Right.
This played out really well.
Mac is I'm sorry. I heard that Mac is gonna start streaming Asian sessions some days.
Oh, let's see. Let's get the Gulag opinion. What do you guys think
Is
about
that
that?
right?
Should I start streaming Asian Persuasion?
I think the Gulag will really appreciate it.
Are you guys down or what?
Yeah.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, Mac on the mix.
Oh, that's nice, man. Yeah.
Mac attack.
Mac on the mix.
I don't usually trade Asian, but you know, I can. Yeah, I can join you.
I'll type W in the chat if you guys want.
Come on, man. Shit.
Hey, Raja, who are you gonna have this Friday? Any special guests?
This Friday, yeah. I have 3 people on the go right now. So I'm just waiting on confirmations who to get on. Whoever's gonna reply, so we're gonna get them on.
We got a lot of W's here.
Last time you had the Alex Dow and the
Ray.
That was an incredible session, man. Really good.
Yeah, it was a very nice session. We had a real estate guy, and then we had Alex Dow. Alex Dow has spent a lot of time in in his hedge funds and broker industry. So yeah, it should be pretty good. Maybe have him back on again. I don't know. We'll see what his schedule is, though.
Yeah, he was super dope. Pretty chill guy.
Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is opening up, loading. Oh, okay. Risk managed very nicely over here. You had buys. See this? This person didn't change their bias pre-New York. And then this was New York open right over here. Went straight to targets. Ooh, should have left here. Running a little bit. Beautiful.
It's like the whole Gulag just caught the GJ buys, and then Uncle Ting came in and caught all the sells.
Oh, that's that person's history. Roham says go back in range. Roham. All right, Q's out. Kerwin, look, Roham is in the chat. He's asking for you.
Okay.
He says gold back in range, and he sent in cards. It's nice. High five. What we want?
Sasha is having fun this morning, man. Sasha's been laughing the entire morning.
I can't see him. I don't know why.
Dude, I'm just.
I like seeing Sasha because he's always standing up. I don't know what the heck is going on down there.
I have Sasha in the spotlight because he's been laughing the entire morning.
I'm like, I asked him the other day, what the fuck were you on my birthday? He's like, I was working, man.
Oh yeah, sorry, man. I can't believe I missed your birthday, man.
He's not so sentimental.
Yeah, I was like, man, Mac is my boy, you know.
Dog.
God damn. Hey, Kerwin, I'm gonna need you soon on the Franglish Zoom because I got some Spanish people now.
Oh, really? Wow, that's nice, man.
Yeah, and what about me? Cut me off like right away.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, you're right. You speak Spanish too. I forgot about it.
No, yeah. I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
Oh man, that trade was good.
Matt, where are you from?
Me, I was born in Cuba.
Okay.
But he's from Guatemala.
I moved to Guatemala. I lived in Guatemala, and then I moved to Miami. And then I moved to New York.
Oh, wrong choice. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I thought you were Colombian or something like that.
No, parce, no.
Yo, Kervin, what part of Miami you're close by?
Miami Lakes.
Oh, nice, man. I'm over here in Hollywood, like 20 minutes from you.
Oh, nice.
Well, little Kodak.
And you're lucky. That means you can eat some Kerwin's food.
Yeah.
Tomahawks for breakfast.
Tomahawks, man.
For breakfast.
Eat.
Nice, man. It'll be good to link up one day. Meet some of these legends.
Definitely, bro. Yeah. Just let me know, man.
Man, Kerwin, if you do a meet and greet, I'm flying down there.
All
Yeah,
right.
Kerwin, you should do that. I told you that like 2 weeks ago to me. Make
Yeah.
a meet and greet.
Yeah, we
Miami
can do
is the
that.
ideal meetup place, you know.
And cook some tomahawks.
Yeah, man.
Some entraña. Oof.
You know what? Get that set up. I'm flying down there and I'm booking a cruise right after it.
Actually, yeah, I had a cruise booked for last year and everything kind of just fell apart, man. It's terrible.
Yeah, I always cruise from Miami. Like
They're
every
giving
year.
out, they're literally giving the cruise away for free just for people to try to sign up, but it's not happening.
And they had cruises though that were going to Cuba before this whole thing.
Very briefly, yeah. they
Right.
did.
And that actually boosted up the economy down there. Right now, it's crazy, but hopefully they get them back on. You know, people they sell little things to like the cruisers.
Gotta get your hair braided. Come on.
Yeah.
Curving with Cuban braids.
Damn.
Sasha,
Yeah.
when do you stream? London?
No, I do Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah,
In New York, but it's got a lot of French going on, but yeah. Well, we also have a lot of English also, but I do both. You know, I call it Franglish.
So,
Like
what do they
Spanish.
say? Silver Play, can you analyze this chart?
Yeah, exactly.
Silver Blick. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Oh. Whoa, gold. Break above this area to continue to 1890. Yeah, this looks good. If we break above that area, we can go over there. That's what your arrows basically say here as well. So that's good.
Oh, that's my friend Rohan.
No.
No way.
Oh yeah, that's Rohan.
Yeah, it is Rohan. Rohan, the charts they get smaller by by the month, and the English gets.
Yeah. So this is where entry candle as price broke the previous bullish candle. I did not take this trade because one resistance was there. This is where I should have trust NY open volume. Basically, if we look on the 30-minute time frame, you know, it's true when the 30-minute was breaking this high, there was a resistance over there. Then you were looking at the 1 hour break. That's what we were looking at. You know, once the 1 hour broke over here, it was clean candle moving up with the NY volume. So yeah, you're right. You were trusting the volume in NY session to ride price all the way to 140-300.
There's some news that came out about 2 vaccines administered in London, significant allergic reactions. So now Pfizer's released a thing that said, if you have a significant history of reactions, you shouldn't take it. So allergic reactions beginning.
Perfect. Time to call my doctor to get a note.
Get it notarized.
Hey, bro, I think I'm allergic.
Get a stamp on your butt. Damn. I had to say it, bro.
Raja.
If you want to tune into Asian streams and listen to me unfiltered.
Oh yeah.
From 6:30 p.m. to I'll make it 9:30 for you guys.
Unfiltered Mac every Asian session.
How many
Oh my god, that's
hours
gonna be the
sleep
name. Unfiltered Mac on the charts. We're gonna be talking
seriously,
about
man,
everything.
how many hours of sleep you got?
Kerwin, listen, I go to the gym, I work out, I lift 3 plates on a good day, 6 on a better day, you know. No, I'm playing. I sleep 6-8 hours, bro.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Oh, what?
No,
That's
because
a
I
lot.
was I was thinking that you basically sleep probably an hour and a half or 2 hours.
No, some days I don't sleep at all, but
Because it looks like you always are like electric, you know, like
people think I have ADHD, but I don't. I actually have
must be
anxiety.
something stronger than that.
That must be right. Must be something stronger than me. What the heck?
It's just the proper strong Cuban coffee, Mac. Tell them.
Yeah, for real.
All right, let's take a look over here. What do we got? Anyone thinking about doing any in-person mentorships? Well, my next in-person is going to be in April, but you got to make sure you got your vaccine certificates before meeting me. Yeah, man, it's going to happen everywhere now.
That will be the perfect excuse if you don't want to meet with anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have the vaccines already? And they say, no, okay. Then we cannot be, together. So got the vaccines.
Yeah. There are those like rural parts in America that they will not get these vaccines at all. Like the whole towns and counties are like against this whole thing.
Get her done. I ain't getting no vaccine.
Hey, get her done.
Get her done, Cable Larry. I ain't getting no vaccine.
Do you guys trade on your own or you wait for this session? We called out a trade here once we broke above the high for price to continue up. And that was a pretty good anticipation since the trend was also bullish here. So that made sense here as well. On the 30-minute time frame, we kind of like identified sells below this area at 140, but they were short-lived because, the next 15-minute candle didn't really break the low to continue down. It just continued back up in the range. So those sells were pretty short-lived. But the buys were perfect, man. It was just amazing. And I wouldn't be surprised if later on in the session we continue going towards 140, 500, and then eventually coming up towards 140, 700. Because that's now the daily wick fill. If you look on the daily, that's the daily wick fill right over there, 140, 700. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get there by London close today. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is waiting for this candle to close bearish and create support to retest the previous high. Yeah, it looks good. It's pretty good. So there's going to be some sort of a waiting involved over there now. Because now this is your resistance here. And if price comes back in this resistance, then it's basically doing what it did yesterday. Remember yesterday? Yesterday when price went up, right here with news, Brexit news came. We broke above, let's go back here. Oh yeah, right here. So we broke above this resistance at 139. And then the next candle closed back in the range and we went back at the bottom of the range. So the same thing can happen here too. You have to be very careful of, right? Even though we broke above this resistance 140, 100, if the next candle closes back in the range, then we're back in this range. And then now we got this new support forming at this point right here. Are you guys even watching Boris Johnson's speech? No. I hate gold. I just blew my account. I'm never going to trade it. Well. The only way, it says right over here, man, do not overtrade, do not over risk, do not screw yourself. So if you've screwed yourself today, even after reading these statements here, then I don't know what to say. It's like people start playing fucking Donkey Kong with their accounts. Just going up and down, up and
no filter.
Yeah, it's up and down, man. You guys got to get control. It's hard to trade like Ted. It's not hard to trade like Ted. It's hard to be disciplined. It's hard to just say, hey, you know what? I took 2 trades, I took 2 losses, I'm going to call it a day. That's the hard thing to do. And another hard thing to do is if you take buys and if you take a loss on the buys, the hardest thing is to just wait for the second chance to happen. If you take a buy, you take a loss on the buys, and then you change your buys to sells because someone on the stream is saying sells, and you lose that sell, now you're two losses, right? But if you take a buy, and if you take a loss, and then you're like, okay, you know what, I'm going to wait if price starts to go back up again. If that's a 2-hour wait, 1.5-hour wait, whatever that wait is, right? You wait for that, and you can see right here, right? So the first opportunity for buys was right over here when price broke the high, but it came down and it is what it is, right? And then the second opportunity came 2 hours later when price broke these highs to continue up. You know, this was your one chance, then this was your second chance. But if you changed biases as a new trader, obviously didn't work. You know, so I mean, if you change biases after you take a loss, don't do that. You know, if you're going to change a bias, take a paper trade. Oh yeah, it looks like we're going to continue up here on gold too. 64 coming up over here. 1864. Didn't really stay below that range at all. Once you get profitable, trade straight on delete. What? Once you get profitable, trade straight on delete your MT4 and go play some CSGO. Yeah, I think there was some English words missing in that sentence.
Counter-Strike, go. You remember Counter-Strike 1.6?
Yeah.
That was the best game ever, bro. Boom, headshot.
Yeah, we used to play Medal of Honor, Allied Assault.
Oh.
Yeah.
I used to play Counter-Strike. I actually got professional in Counter-Strike.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like 14.
Rainbow Six Las Vegas.
Yeah, that was good too. Tom Clancy.
How? Oh, this was in 2004.
Wow. That wasn't that long ago. Look for Counter-Strike 1.6 on Steam.
Bro, that's like 19 years ago, 18 years ago. What is it?
Counter-Strike 1.6.
Counter-Strike 1.6. My brother used to play Counter-Strike 1.6. Oh, 2000.
Yeah, 20 years ago already.
Wow, crazy. 20 years ago. How old were you? 6?
I was 14.
So you're 34 right now? 44?
28.
Oh. Yeah, so 20 years ago you were 8 years old.
Do you think I played like it as soon as the game came out? Fresh out the womb.
I want Counter-Strike.
Fresh out the womb.
Wow, man.
Mama, I want Counter-Strike.
Wow, that's like 20 years ago, man. Crazy. And we have people here in the chat who are 20 years old right now.
For real, right? You feel old already.
Uh-oh, Gulag is back here. Can't that Mac guy be muted? Uh-oh.
You see, that's mad respect for the president of the Gulag, man.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. Here, you're going to take a look at this. Waiting for 2 hour for the buy entry, closed 10 pips. Increased lot sizes this week. Pretty hard for the first 2 days. Took minor loss because of drawdown in dollars, scared me. But managed to come back strong. Not viewing the dollar focus. Amazing, man. Leroy, that's beautiful. If you increased your lot size, you got it. Man, amazing. Very, very nice. So if someone's wondering how to increase lot sizes, Leroy is your guy. You can direct all your questions to Leroy. Leroy's going to say, yeah, just punch in the bigger number. There you go. Yeah. But I think the main thing is like once you're increasing lot sizes, even though if you punch in the bigger number, you should be really good at managing risk. You know, what I mean by that is like, it's not about just increasing the lot size. It's also about being confident that if you're going to increase the lot size, you know that your losses are going to be smaller as well. That's what it is.
Yesterday. Yeah, who's JM?
All right. We got 10 minutes here till 9 a.m. Buys in GJ in the 1 hour to Wickfill. to fill the wick. See, the 4-hour also coming down to a close. 1-hour candle is also coming up to a close. We're closing above 140, 100. 30-minute candles also dropping down over here. Yeah, it could be. I mean, if this 15-minute candle closes bullish, then we can continue on up. But I think a better idea would be to, I mean, if we measure this range now, let's say the 15-minute candle, it closes somewhere over here, right? 140, 200. And if you take a look at this, this is like 10, 11 pip range here, right? But if you take a look at it from the highs down here, this was like a 19, 20 pip range. So I think a better idea would be above 140, 300 for price to continue up. Or if you can get that momentum coming in from NYSE open, New York Stock Exchange, or London closed, then that could also be pretty good above 140, 300. If you can, and we can see gold here. Man, this is why I stay away from gold. Wow, look at that. Went up like what? 28 pips and came right back down. Hello, Raja. I don't know if I heard it right or not, but I thought you say we entered the buy position based on breaking the resistance on 1-hour time frame. Why breaking resistance on 30-minute time frame wasn't valid? It was still valid on the 30-minute, but I think on the 30-minute we had a better opportunity. Visually, we had a better opportunity because candle broke the high over here, and something that we've learned in the impulse entries section of the database, right? And then we continued up. 30-minute was also good, but I saw visually the 1-hour made much more sense. What's that yesterday song called? It's called Yesterday.
Yesterday,
I was on my way,
I was on my way.
but then I hit stop loss. I didn't take this buy on GJ because I already attempted 2 buys and took 2 losses. Do you think I was better paper trade? Yeah, it was better to paper trade, but I don't think there was an opportunity for a second buy. I mean, if you had, I mean, I don't see any opportunity for a buy within this range other than the fact we tried breaking up over here. So yeah. Yeah, I think it was a pretty, this was a real 100% character building session because you had to wait from all the way up over here to trying to break down over here and then having the move we were waiting for this morning. That was a real character building session. Oh wow, your JPY continued moving bullish at this point. From that support came down, left wicks, broke this high, and with volume this also continued up. See this range, man, I mean this looks like such a big candle on the 30-minute, but if you measure it, look at this, it's like 7-8 pips. With spread, it's like what, 6 pips. This is like UJ over here. Look at this.
UJ.
Yeah. Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is your JPY. This same scenario happened here when you look at 1-hour time frame right here. Boom down. Right here starting to come up. Yeah, exactly. And it's still moving. All right, everybody, I'm gonna head off over here.
Bye bye, Rakeel.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Raja.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thank
for
you, Raja.
See you later.
See you later, everybody. Gulag. Bye bye.
Yeah, Raja.
Yep.
Well, what are you gonna do now, Kerwin? You wanna chill?
Yeah.
Let's chill. Okay.
Curling.
Monster.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go to a park because it's